Okay, this is the 12 Days of Yule. This is December 24th, 2023. Ooh. And today's video is about divination for Yule, but I'm going to do a divination, a very short divination about my medical condition, which I just found out about 3 days ago. I went to the emergency room on Thursday. What was that? The 20th, the 21st? I don't know. Gotta look at the calendar. But on Wednesday, my daughter gave me, well, let me start before that. My daughter and I were talking about tarot cards, and I said that I always wanted, I had spent a lot of time looking for decks and whatnot, that I wanted to find some that were the same size so that I could mix them up. So she said, oh, I have just the deck. And so she gave me the Man deck, which is fabulous. With all of the booster packs, it comes out to over 200 cards. Something like 212 cards, I think. Might be more than that, might be less. Actually, I think it's more. Well, I've read them maybe 3 times. The first reading I did was for the deck to tell me what it was like. What was it used for? What was it useful for? Well, and I found out too that there was no way I could tell which way was upright, which way was not. I mean, on most of the cards. But some of them, I couldn't tell what the backs were and which ones were the fronts. So, because the backs were so distinctive, like this one. This is the House of God card. That's the back. And that's the front. Well, I would say, okay, this is the front and this is the back, but it might not be. So what I did was, when I started reading, was I decided, well, every card that I pull out is going to be the face card, unless it's clearly a back. Like this one has, you don't know if it's a face or a back. It's got kittens and boxes and stuff. Okay? So I was thrilled because I had been for years trying to find 2 decks of similar size that weren't exactly alike so that I could put them together and read the tarot. Well, anyway, Wednesday of last week, she gives me, oh, and that comes, wait a minute, that comes in its own wooden box, which is absolutely wonderful. She gives me the Man dice. These. I've used them 1 time. I'm about 1/3 of the way through the book reading to see what all of these dice mean. But I was in the hospital when I did that, because on Thursday I ended up in the hospital and found out that I had 2 masses on my lungs. One was 3 centimeters, one was 4, and one was very close to the aorta, and that's the one the doctors are worried about. So I should be sometime this week going, or maybe next week. I think it's going to be next week. I got to go for a biopsy and all of that kind of good stuff. So I finally got rid of all of that pain, or most of that pain, which is what drove me to the hospital, to go to the hospital. And I feel pretty good right now, like this minute. So I'm going to do this reading. I have no idea. So I'm going to open it up and I'm going to read on the box. Let me see if I can turn this down. My Rowley has decided that he is going to sit with me during this reading. and see if you can see the box. Yes, you can. Okay. Okay. Now, all I gotta really do is pick out some dice. I don't really, the space is much too small to put all 22 dice in there. So I'm gonna take one dark one, whoops, one light one, another dark one. Oh no, not that dark one, this one here, blue. Might as well go yellow, right? That's 4 dice. Quiet, Val. 4 dice. And this one. Now, this one I did read about, and they said, don't use this dice unless you really want to see some kind of change. Well, I want to see some kind of change. I personally would like to see that it is a tumor and not a cancer or something similar. You know what I mean? So I'm going to throw these dice. He says, rub them together and drop. So my question is, and this is Yule, is what? I don't know. I'm thinking that I definitely will get over whatever this is that I got. I don't seem to be really concerned, which I find really strange considering it might be cancer, you know. But I don't think it is. And so, what do I want to know? How long is this mess going to last? I don't know. Let's see. What is, let's say, the next couple of months going to bring? Let's say into March, April. Now, the thing too is that I really, my 2 daughters and I are looking to move and buy a house in France. We want to know if we're going to discover that house, but I don't know if this reading is extensive enough for that. So let's just see what comes up, okay? Okay. Now, this one is touching. And I have no idea what these mean. But looking at them, this kind of looks like a flower to me. I don't know why. This looks like sunshine and a bird nearby. It's just like you got things in here, grasping things. Good. This, on the other hand, looks like a real muddle. Maybe it's a nest, you know? It could be a nest. And this, I know, is the raven. And what you're supposed to do, and my name is Raven, by the way. My name is Raven Crone. My site is The Book of Shadows and Lights on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Patreon, and what's the other one? TikTok. Oh, I'm also Witch2 on TikTok, and Raven Crone on TikTok. Okay, you need to move. Thank you very much. So let's look this up. Let's look up the one in the center first, so close to the center. Close to the center in the flower. Now the thing is I gotta locate this thing. So he's got a page in here that shows all of them, all of the dice. And so I can kind of guess where it's at in the book. But let me see if I can say that. First of all, I don't know, this is the only one that I've actually read in the book or started reading in the book. The rest of them I haven't. So I was just looking at these dice. I would say that come spring or summer, things are going to be really good. That there's growth, health, and whatever. But looking at the color of the dice, I would say, well, maybe that's not so good. Or maybe it's not so good for whatever it is that I got going into me. But overall, I would say I got everything in hand. It's working out really good. And the nesting thing although it's close to the edge, well, they all are, is a positive thing too. So I'll be home amongst the flowers and the birds and the sunshine. And that's one of those kind of outcomes you expect in a Cinderella movie, you know, actually. So it looks good to me. So let's see if I can find this without having to cut this video into tiny little pieces, which I don't really have time for. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? I'm going to look up this one first, the one with the sunshine and the bird. And here's the hand. I don't see the sunshine and the bird. And here's the nest. What else is on this block? There's a heart with an arrow through it. Maybe I could spot that. Oh, here it is, right there. So it's about halfway through the book. And it's in with the pie and the present. So on each of these pages they have these, so you can see what the next 6 are, you know. I think I'm too, oh, there it is. There it is. So this says, is the rubber ball is the antithesis of the major dies balloon, a simple number ball. Rubber ball bounces and is imbued with all the childish joy of playfulness. See that? I told you it was summertime. Rubber ball. See, the thing is, too, I cannot read rune stones. But when I saw these, I figured I can read these because I can see pictures in them, you know? I'm a person that needs pictures. So, okay, so we got summertime here. It simply means you must play. I got to get out and play, look at happy things, thank Mama Wati for a beautiful life, for healing me, and let it go at that, right? Okay, the other one looks like I said, looks like a flower. Let me see what that one is, if I can find that. Flower. And what's next to it? Nope, that's not it. Oh, there it is. It's like the next, this one back. Here it is, right there. And I'm looking at it upside down. I guess it's called Sun and Flower. Sun and Flower is shown with a radiating ball over a flower depicting the beneficial relationship between two entities showcasing pure growth. And it means exactly this, a purely supportive, positive relationship with a mentor, a parent, a guardian, a friend who just wants to see the parent grow. So this probably are my kids, because they are very concerned and they have been unbelievable helpful, just unbelievable. I know people should have kids like mine, and and that may be conceit, but they should have kids like mine. Let me see if I can find this last one. Here it is. Let's see, it's the last, there it is, the hand grasping. This is depicted by a stylized fist, 4 fingers at the top, and a swooping thumb across the palm. It speaks to time to fight, struggle, or physical brawl. Well, yeah, that means I gotta fight this, whatever it is that's growing inside of me. The fist also often relates to verbal fights and debates, knowing that fighting is not always the right thing to do, but the fist is amoral. It can only be put into action and for purpose by those of us who will use our fists. It's up to us how we must be used. Okay, so that's saying that if I want to get rid of this whatever that is that's growing in me, I have to fight. I have to decide, yes, I am going to live. I am going to fight this shit. And that's that. Well, I have already decided that. You know, I've got the support of my kids. I've got to keep my attitude good, and that's that. And this one here that looks like a nest. I don't know why. Okay, nest. I saw it someplace. There it is. It's a little bit more than halfway. Come on. Wow, this is called a knot. The knot is represented by an intricate tied knot known as a Turk's head mat. It's for resemblance to Ottoman turbans. It speaks to the correctness of life. This is specifically used as a cushion to keep pulleys from bashing their surroundings. Oh, really? A simple sentence. The knot relates to the need to find the beauty of mundane things around you, or even to make that beauty from the simple things in life. So I need to do that. But it's touching this one. Now this dice here is a chaos dice. So it'll tell you to flip things, turn things over, you know, whatever. Okay, it's right in here somewhere. No, because I saw it. I know I read it. Oh, here it is. This is the Mirrored Raven, which I think is really funny because, as I said, my name is Raven. The mirrored raven looks at itself in its reflection, simple and assuming. What is seen in its reflection? What is this strange second self, and what does it mean? It wants... Mirrored Raven waits until you've read the quarter it landed in. Then it asks you to re-roll the dice in that quarter. So I have to re-roll this dice. And then see what has changed. Oh, it looks like, it looks like a sun coming up over the horizon. And it fell right in with all of the rest of this stuff, the good stuff, all of the fun stuff, the sunshine and laughter stuff. So I would say that means that old thing about hope springs eternal kind of thing. I don't remember where I saw that at, but it's in here somewhere. Oh, it's got to be amongst this bunch. Here it is. That's what I get for closing the page. Okay, it's in with this bunch. Oh, it's for the next page. This is the ocean. Oh, it does look like the sun coming over the horizon. The ocean is represented by a rolling wave of water with the sunrise behind, trapped within a circle. It speaks to the destructive beauty of unpredictability. Where the water face of the elements dies speaks to the nature of the element more broadly. The ocean face speaks to the element more practically. For many, the ocean is a concept, a massive body of water far, far away. Some will never see it, never see anything larger than a lake all their lives, but the others know it intimately. At its best, it is wild and free and untamed, and that's lovely. But at its worst, indeed, in shadow, it can claim your life without any thought to who you are. There are depths to this face that you can't know. There are things under the surface, unknowable and ineffable. Sometimes they should remain that way. Okay. Well, then, to me, it says, when the ocean is paired with other phases of change, such as transformation, loss, passing, etc. It shows the way in which the greater, larger change will affect the more personally, otherwise characteristic dates. Well, I don't know. This change is not like ruin or passing or loss. It's impersonal and indifferent. So what it's saying to me is I need to really ramp up joy. I really need to notice how life is such a wonderful thing, like I do, believe me. I mean, I lived out in the desert of Nevada in the Mojave for a year by myself, well, with Rowley, my dog. And we would sit and look at the mountains and get lost, or we would look at the bugs or the turtles that would constantly walk across my solar panels. And I do know the beauty of life. Or maybe, maybe, there are dark things in my life. There were a lot of dark things in my life. And I've noticed while looking at YouTube, you know how things just kind of come up on life as synchronicity kind of stuff, that my last marriage was to a narcissist with a borderline personality disorder, and I stayed with her for 25 years. And I got to the point of actual hate. I didn't know what hate was like before that. And so lately, for the last week or so, things have been coming up on YouTube, as I said, in synchronicity, about narcissism and how to get over being the victim of narcissists and all of that kind of good stuff. And I'm a strong person. I've always been a strong person. And I could see why she hated me looking at those videos, because I am a strong person. And it took me 25 years to realize that I was being abused. It goes to show you, sometimes I'm slow too. But out of that, I came to know what hate was. And I think I dwelled in it too much. And I think that this thing that is growing in my lungs is a manifestation of that hate. So I need to find the good that was out of that relationship that I managed to stay there for 25 years trying to get it to work. And stop hating. Go back to who I was completely, if I can, which I don't think anybody can go back to what they were after experiencing anything. But close. You know, forgive her. I thought I forgave her, but I don't think so, because I talked hateful stuff for a while, for about a year, until I found out she was dead. And then that didn't stop me. I still talked hateful stuff. So this is telling me that my year will go fine. My health will go fine. I need to find the blessings. So mote it be. So it is. Okay?